Dude, sending my daughter to school, but she's got that ice queen face. We were like statues. The driver just listened to the radio warning about the fog while watching the bridge traffic. It felt like the fog was throwing a let's crash party. Suddenly, the bridge resembled a horror scene. Drivers drove cautiously, fearing to become the next rear-end crash sensation. Out of nowhere, a luxury car zoomed by. The driver? A social media star live streaming his adventure. Soon, the crazy car racer paid heavily for his wild performance, pulling off a stunning 360-degree spin amid traffic jam. He halted, but the bus behind joined in. In low visibility, accidents were just a second away. Everyone was going ah. It was like they were all shouting, "My car, my car." In the fog, dozens of cars crashed like they were playing a brutal bumper car game. Hilarious, yet tragedy was just getting warmed up. A driver just got out of the car and saw a ghost. With a loud honk, a tanker truck came barreling in like a bull in a china shop. His screams could be the start of a new tune, a ridiculous tragedy in the making. One side of the bridge was chaos while the other was busy reporting to the boss, just when all heck was about to break loose. Oh no, no, no! Soon after, a few military trucks passed by. It was like they just drove through a crazy car crash without even raising an eyebrow. In the face of such a tragic scene, the captain appeared to consider the sleeping guy in the back seat to be far more of an important presence. The other side's cars showed up and were so shocked by the crash scene, mouths agape, when suddenly something bad happened ahead. Then a series of comedy incidents occurred once again, thankfully without causing more severe casualties this time. But the soldiers in the transport were terrified, as if they spotted a giant beast cautiously peeking to check what was going on. The officer's car stopped, and before hopping out, he decided to dial his boss for a quick chat. Of course, he thought this crash was prime political material to score some easy votes. After all that, the officer finally checked out the flipped vehicle and found two soldiers crowding around a poor guy with glasses. One of the sergeants tried to contact the transport vehicle, but no response after calling for ages. Sensing trouble, he rushed over with his squad, leaving the officer utterly bewildered. As the two arrived at the transport, seeing the open door, the sergeant turned and said, "Signal blocker activated," totally forgetting about the soldier and there looking like he lost a wrestling match. It seemed something took off while the officer took the injured glasses guy to his car. But guess what? He realized his daughter was missing and started yelling. At that moment, he also noticed his phone was completely out of service. Meanwhile, his daughter was lured by a loud noise and saw a massive dog ramming against the bridge railing like it was trying to break free. Not knowing what was going on, she moved forward hesitantly, attempting to intervene. But the hounds seemed particularly vigilant about it, just as if they had just seen a commercial for underwear. "What you doing, girl?" The officer's arrival sent the dog bolting into a barn, like it was hiding from a nosy neighbor. The sergeant informed the glasses guy about the situation ahead, asking him to activate the software. Otherwise, he'd lose control, and the glasses guy had no choice but to comply. But just then, the officer swaggered over. Being the national security officer, he had every right to know what was going on. But the soldiers were like, "No, not today," even arguing while they restrained him. Meanwhile, a guy named Jihoon in a rescue vehicle arrived at the bridge, witnessing the horrific crash and practically dancing with joy. After all, he could score big bucks this time. Meanwhile, the officer was still trying to figure out what happened when the glasses guy coolly said, "Please don't interrupt my Zen moment. Otherwise, everyone might end up like the stars of Battle Royale," while he used the walkie-talkie to connect with the sergeant. By this time, the sergeant was fully equipped and geared up, appearing as though he was preparing to dismantle a cartel. As the glasses guy pressed a button, the dogs on the bridge received some mysterious command, like they got a dog emergency alert. Off they went racing towards the target, faster than they'd chase down food at a party. The armed-to-the-teeth sergeants tried to control those hyper dogs but ended up going home empty-handed. And they hadn't even caught a glimpse of the sleeping hound, hey? While the guy with glasses was also engaged in an unwilling struggle with the sergeant. Reluctantly, he made the sergeant go find it by coordinates, but lo and behold, he found a control chip lying around, like it just couldn't stay still. Blinking chip seemed tampered with. Suddenly, the team members were ambushed. Quick, quick, quick. Everyone watched in horror as the plane veered off, crashing into the central tower of the bridge, looking like a bunch of dummies. Just when the officer was about to question the glasses guy again, he realized he was just as panicked. The program holding those dogs in check crashed, triggering a slaughter command. The dogs were off to chase every living thing. Suddenly, everyone on the bridge became the target, with the officer getting tackled by a couple of attacking dogs. Thankfully, the soldiers ahead distracted the dogs, giving the officer and the rest a chance to scram, grabbing his daughter and the glasses guy to jump into any. But just as they were about to turn the car around, they spotted Ji-hoon waving for help, but the officer just brushed him off. Talk about cold-hearted. Just as they were about to speed off, the daughter pulled a classic guilt trip on her dad for not rescuing Ji-hoon. With a swift pull of the handbrake, the car came to an abrupt halt, and Ji-hoon, looking extremely agitated as if injected with adrenaline, dashed towards the car with all his might. Meanwhile, the attacked crowd scrambled onto a bus, screams echoing. The officer hadn't gone far when the transport plane cracked, raining fire and chaos. Hey everyone, come subscribe to our channel now for even more exciting content guaranteed to make you laugh till you cry perhaps next time. Yeah, I'll be the one right in the midst of it all.